Hi, Jesse here. So I am back in Arizona again. I had kind of a crazy last month, few 3 weeks. I had to drive all the way back up to North Dakota, spend some time with my friend who's in the hospital there, and then finally made it back down here to get back going on this project. A lot of changes in my life in this last month. One thing is I've decided to go back to school. I'm going to take part in the Ecological Landscaper Immersion program at the Permaculture Skills Center. It's like a 6-month intensive professional training program. So I've got a GoFundMe campaign going to help me pay for tuition right now. You can check out the link down there. But anyway, I want to show you what's going on with the yard in my absence in the last 3 weeks. Some good things are happening. The trees I planted starting to leaf out. This here is the pomegranate. It's looking really happy. Remember this bare root peach we planted? It has budded out and it's got its first leaves. Seems to have survived the transplant pretty well. Over here we got our grape starting to leaf out. The mulberry bush is looking really happy as well. And then these two plants over here, Adam was a little worried about because they hadn't leafed out. I think it might just be because this corner of the yard, being up against this wall here, doesn't get as hot. The soil might be a little bit cooler. But it doesn't look like much is happening here, but you can see right here that it is starting to leaf out. So I'm thinking it's just taking a little longer to get going than the rest of them. This is the goji berry bush. And then over here we have the other grape. And this one, this top stem right here doesn't look like much is happening on that. But down here, this stem, this is starting to leaf out. It's got green growth on it. So it may be that we just snap off this, or cut off this stick here and let that other one keep growing. Bailey's saying hi. She misses me. So it also was raining the whole time I was driving back down here. And the last day it rained the whole time. It's kind of made it hard to drive, but it did confirm that my water harvesting stuff is working here. So you can see down in this pit, this ground is still wet. It rained 3 days ago, and this is still wet, so it's good to know. These basins are collecting water when it rains. So the trees seem to like that, and they seem to be doing pretty good. So I came here yesterday and I did some work. Unfortunately, I forgot my memory card, so I didn't get to film it, but I can show you what I did yesterday. First off, over here, we saved all these rocks that were kind of buried in a lot of the dirt, and I set these in this area here, right in front of the spillway that I made before. And since I'm going to have wood chips over the whole yard, this is going to be kind of a filter when it does overflow, to keep those wood chips from just going down this channel and clogging up. So this will kind of catch those wood chips. And then over here, I finished shaping off. Over here, I finished shaping off the garden area. Shaped this path down a little bit better, cleared off the dirt against the wall, and set in these paving stones right here. And these are going to be the overflow spillway for this garden basin. It's a little bit higher than the rest of the yard, but I made this so it can catch water off that roof. That'll fill up before it overflows and comes over into these basins, which also helps shape up a little bit more. This one I dug a nice trench into the ground and filled that with a little bit more compost, so I can put some flowering bushes in here, and those all a little bit better soil. That's what I did yesterday. Now I'm going to get working on the irrigation, get all those lines set in. I've got a new box, new controller, since this one seems to be fried, and I've got to dig out this box here and fix the timers, or the valves in there. One of them is broken, so I'm going to get started on that. Alright, so I got this irrigation box set up here. I was putting in there, down at the bottom you see those black things, those are pressure regulators. The drip system stuff needs to be regulated down to about 25 psi so it doesn't blow off the drip emitters. So I got those on both these stations here. One is to water these trees back here. Those will actually be on bubblers, not drips. But I got the regulators on there in case I need to run drip emitters off that line as well. And then this other short stub, this is going to be for plants that go along the back of this mound here. Kind of like pollinator bushes and stuff. So I got those regulators on there, just 90, and then these are just like press fit for this 5/8 HDPE tubing, which is what I'm going to run across the yard. And this is really easy to work with and replace and fix if it gets leaks. So that's why I'm going with that. I got the box set in. It's going to set that to like be level with this mound, since the kids like to run on it. I don't want them to trip. So I got that set in, and next I got to fix the irrigation timer over there. Hi, so back in the yard again today. Did a little work yesterday on this valve box down in here. Had to dig it out and get this cleaned up. This little valve right here, this one is leaking by. So whenever I turn the water supply onto this, it just goes right through this. I tried to replace the diaphragms with new ones, it didn't do anything, so I've got to pull this valve off and replace it, which is a pain considering it's already all installed in the manifold and everything. So I think I'm gonna have to pull this box out to make room for myself, and I'll get that done, as well as installing the new controller here as well. That way I can get all the irrigation on self timers, make it easier for my cousin and her husband here. I did lay out some of the irrigation line yesterday, so this is just going to be kind of the main stem, and the bubblers will branch off of that, as well as some of the drips for the bushes, and yeah, help water everything. So I'm going to get to work on this box over here. Kind of a pain, but it's got to be done. Well, this irrigation continues to give me troubles. I did get the valve installed in here. Wasn't too difficult. It's a little bit different from the ones that were on there. You see it's a little bit shorter, a little bit different arrangement, but they didn't have these ones at the store. So actually I had to go back. I got the wrong valve first and had to go return it. So, you know, another trip to the store. I've never done a project without taking a million trips to the store. But I got that valve fixed in there and hooked back up into the line there. And then I rewired this all into this box. Unfortunately, as you can see right here, there's no AC. So even though it's plugged into this outlet here, and I do have a voltage tester, or at least, you know, a little pen that says this outlet is hot. It does have electricity, but I don't think it's enough voltage to make this thing run and actually actuate the valves. I plugged this into another plug, and that no AC went away. So I think this plug is something's wrong with it. One of my uncles is an electrician, so maybe he'll come out here and look at that. For now, I'll just have to run a extension cord to get that to work, but I don't have one right now. So now I'm going to move on to running more of this drip line like I did over there, and get that run around the whole yard, so it'll be ready once I do have a timer to turn on these valves on automatically. Alright, I've got the rest of this HDPE drip line run along this wall here. I'm going to have some bushes. It's going to water that goji berry over there, this grape, as well as other bushes I'm going to put in. Another little loop right here in this basin. And then I finished along the wall back here as well. And on the other side of this berm here for bushes on the back side of this. I've gone ahead and hooked up the bubblers here. I'm going to water these trees, and I've closed off the ends of these pipes. It's just, you know, zip ties, pretty easy. I was hoping a bit more water would come out of these at once. Doesn't seem to be a lot coming out at once. I don't want to I'd rather soak the trees than just drip, you know, a little bit every day. It's better for the trees. So I'm running these right now to see how long it's going to take to saturate all this. I may try to find some larger diameter bubblers, or just figure out how long I need to put these on. Maybe they need to run for an hour every day, or not every day, but every time I water. So yeah, it's working pretty good right now. All of this is going to be covered up by the wood chips as soon as those come. I've already called a tree trimming company, and they said they'd bring them out soon. Didn't give me a day, but they'll probably just call me that day and then come dump them in the front yard or the front driveway. Then we got a lot of wheelbarrowing to do. So I think it's about it for me today. I was hoping to get all this set up on timers, but you know, you do what you can.